Hi, everyone, and welcome to this broadcast of college basketball on 2K Sports. The action doesn't get much better than two of the most dynamic teams in college basketball going at it on the hardwood. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. We've got the UConn Huskies facing the UCLA Bruins.
There is no feeling like a packed house on a college campus. You can just feel the electricity in the air as two major colleges go head-to-head on the hardwood.
And even though this game isn't a must-have game, it feels like a tournament game, a one-and-done type situation. Both of these programs know that a win here could be huge for them as they get ready to make a run in March.
Now the starting group for the UConn Huskies. Baker, he's in at small forward. Martin is out there with Keith, and it's Splitter in at the 5 spot.
And with Freak, he takes a lot of pride in where he hails from. Didn't grow up with a silver spoon in his hand by any means, and his family cheers him on from Harlem.
And, Greg, you can see it in this game. I mean, we're all a product of where we've been, our environment, our experiences. And with Freak, he doesn't take anything for granted. Some of the very best players of all time have come from the projects like Freak, and he takes pride in playing for Harlem when he's on the court.
And guys, so many great players from UCLA in the NBA over the years. Kareem, a former Bruin. Bill Walton also coming out of Westwood.
That free throw good from Dave. Wow, Greg, all those great players you mentioned with UCLA, a lot of Hall of Famers in that list, Clark.
Yeah, and they've continued that tradition with current NBA stars, Kevin Love and Russell Westbrook, probably the two highest profile former Bruins in the NBA today.
Pass to Campbell. Here's Fresh. They set the screen. Free passes to Fresh. Here's Looney, and he goes in for the dunk.
And a sturdy screen set for him that time, and he does to the rim for the finish.
No way for his man to get around that one, that's for sure.
No chance, Kevin. I mean, the screen was in the right spot. His feet were set. He would have had to go straight through him, and that's not legal.
Martin with the bucket.
You can't give him that shot. A few open looks are all it takes to get him in a zone.
Here's UCLA, 7-point differential. Out left to the wing, and that's out of bounds. UCLA will retain possession.
Risky pass in a situation like that. Very lucky that wasn't a steal.
Fortunate to get it through. With that.
The Huskies leading by 8. On the floor for UConn. Baker in at small forward. Keith is out there with Martin, and it's Splitter in at the center. There's the pick. Here's Baker. Goes up off the pick. Rebound by Roberts.
You rarely see him missing dunks, but the defender was right in his face on that one, and it threw him off just enough.
Rejected by Baker. Campbell kicks to Roberts. Second chance shot. The shot no good. Good work defensively by Martin.
You know, so often we can forget that these players are student athletes. I mean, Freak does not have that problem. He's an amazing student off the floor and is very dedicated in the classroom.
And how about Freak with a 4.0 GPA, an honor student in high school, and has carried that same work ethic to college as well as he prepares for his games. He truly embodies what it means to be a student athlete.
Shot's good. That's 10 points for Freak.
And one thing about UConn that has been true all throughout their rise as a power, they have always played solid defense. It's something the program really hammers home.
Feeds it to Martin. The shot is off. The Bruins go the other way with it. And Greg, you mentioned UConn moments ago on their defensive pride. Some great defenders, Clark, have come out of that school.
Yeah, you look at Emeka Okafor and Hasheem Thabeet. Both were dominating rim protectors. And even their guards and swingmen get after you defensively.
Here's Baker. It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game. UCLA trails by 15. Out to the right wing. Tries to snap the cold streak. And another miss by UCLA.
Well, it's hard to believe that we're at this point in the game, and he still hasn't registered a single point.
And that one's good.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Yeah, they have really owned the interior. You've got to collapse that defense and force them to beat you over the top.
And the Bruins going here with a whole new group out there. And the second half of basketball is about to get underway, folks. Welcome back to this broadcast of college basketball here on 2K Sports.
And while there is a little bit of distance between the two teams, one big run could close the gap in a hurry.
Yeah, I agree with you, Greg. In order to hold on to this lead, they'll need to keep going to Freak to get things working for them offensively. This play in the second half of this game, critical.
They've got Campbell. Free out there with Fresh, and it's Robertson at the center, locking down the middle. On the floor for UConn. Baker, he's in at 3. Martin is out there with Keefe, and it's Splitter in at the 5, roaming the paint. The screen from Campbell. Pass to Looney. Campbell with it.
Hard to watch UCLA and not think of the Wizard of Westwood, John Wooden. Not just his impact on the school, but his place in the history of basketball. He helped put college basketball on the map in a big way.
The Bruins have gone 1 for 2 on the night so far from the line.
Mike Campbell taking 2 shots.
He makes 1 of 2 that time. The Huskies leading by 13. Day dishes to Freak. Trying to find Martin. He's got it now.
That's his second personal foul.
First trip to the line for him here.
Colin Martin. 2 shots.
And the free throw, no good. He hits the second from the line. Here's Free. Right wing. 20 feet out. It's good. And the Husky lead is cut down now to just 12 points with the basket from Fresh. The Huskies on offense. 17 points was their biggest margin. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand. Looney passes to Free. To the left wing. From the top of the key, and the Bruins tack on 2 more. The Huskies leading by 10. Day kicks to Freak. Second chance shot. Stripped away. Here's Free. Dishes to Roberts. Passes it to Campbell. And the lead is down inside single digits. He has 6. UConn with the ball. They lead by 7. Day the pass to Keefe. There's the feed to Freak. He kicks it to Splitter. The pass to Baker. And another one in the scoring column for him. He's 7 of 10 from the field.
On the defensive end, I want some of you to crash the glass and get control of the ball. The rest of you, leak out so we can get some easy transition points.
So it's both teams making substitutions here. UCLA trails by 9. We've got Thomas. Fresh is out there with Looney. And it's Morris in at the 3, the small forward. Barton kicks to Thomas. Hits the layup after the sweep pump fake to freeze the D.
Man, this guy is a scoring machine. I mean, I know I'm not the only one to describe him that way.
Now here's Freak. He's guarded closely. Great D that time from Thomas.
There was just enough defensive pressure to get him off balance and cause that shot to go awry. They're on track here in the second half after their less than impressive first half. I think they came out with some tired legs to start, but they've turned it around. They found some energy, and they look a lot more active and engaged.
Here's Fresh, rejected by Baker. Outside Jennings. .136 left here in the second half. Now here's Freak, covered by Morris. Now here's Freak, back to Pierce. Just 5 to shoot. Left side, Jennings. Now Morris. Thomas down low, working on Howard. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Huskies.
For mid-range, it's been a very nice game for them. I mean, they've been finding the bottom of the net a lot.
Couple that with just how well they've shot it from beyond, and they've made this thing look easy.
Campbell is checked in for UCLA. Free comes in for Barton. Day dishes to Freak. 54 seconds left to play in the second half. Day the pass to Splitter. And a little luck that time, but it drops.
Well, he knew how many inches he had over the guy. I mean, let's face it, good decision to just rise up and take the jump shot.
is checked in for Thomas.
Stretch Roberts.
There's 42 seconds left to play here in the second half. Free can't get it to go. And that's an intentional foul.
That's his first personal foul.
And now we've got the intentional foul.
That's his second personal foul.
UConn with the ball. 17 points was their biggest margin, and he commits the intentional foul. 34 seconds left in the second half of basketball. And now we've got the intentional foul. He drops the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead.
2 shots.
And a tough break as his second attempt at the line, no good. And here's Freak. Martin with the screen for Freak. Down to 5 on the shot clock. It's stolen. Takes a 3. Misses. And so it's UConn with the win. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for him, Greg. They really had to work for this win.
That's a good point. I mean, weaker teams might have buckled.